Former employees are telling us there's no shelter, there's no apartments. He's selling all this stuff and he's pocketing the money.
The former employees do not know where the shelters are because of security.
Based on our undercover investigation, Bill Stanley's nonprofit charity called A New Life exists only in his head.
From what I see happens, it just gives that super good feeling.
When he picks up donations, Bill Stanley becomes Bob Johnson, a volunteer driver for A New Life. Posing as Bob, he sings Bill's praises.
I've seen what he does with it, and it's superb.
In our first report, we showed you what Stanley does with donations for battered women, and it's disturbing to those who really help victims in need.
It's an outrage. Battered women, really need resources. They need clothing, they need furniture, they need household items. And for him to be saying he's collecting for women and not giving them is an outrage.
We donate several items to A New Life. Our chairs end up for sale at an auction.
Is that TV okay?
Our donated TV is also for sale at Stanley's Northeast Houston warehouse, where our undercover producer buys it. After Stanley shoves the cash in his pocket, he even carries the television outside and puts it in our van.
Thank you. Nice doing business with you.
This man donated a car to Stanley after being assured it would go directly to a battered woman.
That when this story broke and I was, sitting at home on my couch and, saw that red tow truck, that I was kind of infuriated.
Stanley claims his nonprofit charity is helping 2,800 battered women and their children.
How do you find these women, these battered women?
The ladies come to us from the constables. They also...
What constable? Who can we go to and verify that? You tell us what constable does this.
There's several of them all over.
Which ones? Let's be specific. Who refers these women?
The precincts all over, and due to securities, I do not tell them that.
The constables tell us they've never heard of A New Life, and neither has the Better Business Bureau.
Which is something troubling to us when we have a group that's allegedly a charity and our database has got no history.
What kind of services do you provide?
To find out just how helpful Stanley is, a Fox employee gave him a call, posing as a battered woman needing furniture and a place to live. But Stanley sends her away.
The Houston Women's Center. I need to call them? Okay.
Stanley claims to work with the Houston Area Women's Center and another well-known agency for battered women, The Bridge. But according to those two groups, Stanley is spreading lies.
Have you gotten donated items from A New Life?
No, we have not, and we checked our donation records back for the last several years, and we have no donation records.
Over the years, both agencies say they've told Stanley to stop claiming he works with them.
And I let him know at that point that he better stop it because, in essence, he was stealing from people that truly needed those clothes and supplies that people were giving him.
Give me one thing, Bill, please. One thing to prove this.
This is the only proof Stanley could offer us that his nonprofit organization really exists. A document from the Internal Revenue Service. It reads A New Life, but the IRS says this document was actually issued to another charity called A New Life, which helps veterans with substance abuse problems.
He was doing community service for us when he was on probation for an insurance fraud case.
Back in 1994, Stanley was involved in another scheme and pled guilty to charges that he sold this fake insurance card. While performing court-ordered community service, Stanley allegedly took the name and IRS number of Sam Lewis's nonprofit agency and began passing them off as his own.
It burns my posterior.
You were going to bring me proof and you brought me nothing.
We discovered Stanley even took his lies about helping battered women to one of this city's biggest furniture stores, Gallery Furniture.
Well, they told us they were going to take the furniture that we discarded or customers sent back to us after we delivered them new furniture and donate it to women's shelters.
Dozens of headboards have been donated to A New Life by Gallery Furniture. We caught Stanley selling some at auction. Stanley also talked Gallery Furniture into placing flyers throughout the store, soliciting donations. In fact, Stanley bragged to our undercover producer about getting calls from Gallery customers.
This way here, I get to go back and get it. And I get to talk to them about putting some more stuff in there. And then I teach my drivers, and they're still volunteer, but I teach them to beg big time. Big time, you know.
After we informed Gallery Furniture about our undercover investigation, this is where Stanley's flyers end up.
I think you guys have done a good public service of exposing this guy, because you know we got enough problems in Houston. We don't need somebody that's profiting off you know, women who are in an unfortunate situation.